All right, I want to talk to you about your packet and what you're going to do this weekend. So I'm changing it up a little bit. Instead of covering the thematic concepts and learning questions, we're going to save those for the end, and we're just going to focus on our key concept questions, and I'm going to expand upon that using chapter 32 in your textbook, and also to this comparison LEQ prompt. Okay, so don't do this yet. Don't do the first one, the continuing change over time. Just this one, because you're going to read about the Ottoman Empire and China in chapter 32. No need to take full-on notes yet on this. You're just going to use this to complete your packet. You'll complete a spice chart on this later. So you'll notice that first it talks about the Ottoman Empire in decline. And that will help you, of course, fill out this. And then you'll notice Russia. You'll go back to this for the key concepts. How Russia industrializes and will soon face revolution. So we'll learn more about the seeds of that revolution in Russia. Then China. So we'll see the impact of opium, the opium trade, which is imposed upon China by the Europeans, predominantly Great Britain. The Opium War as a response to that. The Taiping Rebellion, spheres of influence, and then finally Meiji Japan with the Meiji Restoration, which is pretty cool as we see the direct impact of Western culture, which is embraced by Japan and influences their culture and their economy as they industrialize. Alrighty, so that's chapter 32. Again, not taking formal notes, but you're going to read it to complete the packet. So first, this part, you are doing that. I know I told you not to do it before, but do it. And then, this is all due Tuesday. All of it due Tuesday. Key concepts. Okay, I made a note at the top. Remember to refer to the key concepts. So have this out. This is going to be a huge reference for you. Some of you asked me, how much do I write on this? And the answer is enough to cover the key concepts adequately. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do this with you. We're going to look at the first key concept. Industrialization fundamentally changed how goods were produced. All right, well, which goods? How? What? Look at your key concepts. Look at this. All of this. We have bullet points of examples of factors leading to industrialization. All of these. So you're going to want to write these all out. Don't copy this down here. That's not going to help you. Use your notes to find evidence, specific details to support this in an essay, to remember for a multiple choice question, in a short answer question. So this helps clarify all the things you need to know. Okay? And it continues. Number 2. Know at least 3 of these examples. If you can talk about more than 3, do it. Have that resource for you. Okay? So use these examples here. Use these descriptions to direct how you tackle these. Okay? This is not the time to skimp around. This is the time to invest so you have this to use later. Those of you who had these and they were skimpy, or you had skimpy spice charts, you had a hard time when it came time for LEQs and in-class practice with LEQs. Don't do that this time. All right, because you will have LEQs on the final exam. Better believe it. The development and spread of global capitalism led to a variety of responses. We just talked about that. Again, looking at your key concepts right here. Things like utopian socialism and anarchism come about. Qing China and the Ottoman Empire have their own responses. So make sure you look at all of these. Meiji Japan, Tsarist Russia. These are all in chapter 32. Okay? Imperialism we're skipping for now. We'll go back to it. That's a big monster. It's chapter 33. It's ginormous. So we're not going to do that right now. But here, 5.3 talks about nationalism and revolution. So this is where we go back to chapter 29 with the American Revolution, the Enlightenment, the French Revolution, and Latin American revolutions. So here, look, this is all about nationalism. This is about the Enlightenment. This will include Latin American revolutions in the United States, as imperial rule propels revolutionary movements. Absolutely, those are colonies. I'm sorry if your packet was stapled in a weird way. The copy machine was being funky. Okay, now this one you can write a couple of things on, but this will be filled out later for the most part. And then these, global migration. So for all of the 5.4 content, you should have something to write for these first two, but really most know that you need to leave room for more content that we'll cover later on with chapter 33 and other content that we'll fill in with, okay? So just leave space. You're not going to be done with this, okay? Again, don't get lazy. Do not do these yet. Okay, I was going to have you do them, and then I realized that it would probably be more beneficial at the end. So don't do any of this. And then, as I said before in class, as you're going through this content, you might want to start filling this out, because you will have to do it at some point before you're tested on this information. So do it while it's fresh, and remember, think about the beginning and end, and of course the major events here. And then start to think about this too. What single event of the modern period had the greatest impact on this time period? This could be seen as very subjective, but make sure you pick a time that you can explain thoroughly, or an event. Okay, so always think about this. What would you argue? And that's it. The map will be at the end. All of this will be at the end, okay? So, what are you doing? This right here. Fill that out with chapter 32. This, all of it. These two. These three from chapter 29. Sorry for the weird stapling. And then you should cover some of this, okay? Leaving space for more content later. That's it.